Vast forces of light from the scondylar effect are dramatically shifting the magnetic core of Earth. These flows of powerful light are emerging through the magnetic core and radiating outwards, impacting the energetic rotation of the planet and shifting the perception of what you refer to as time. Having our awareness confined to the hypnotic trance of humanity upon incarnation, we are involved in a process of self-discovery. When witnessed from within, the dualistic empirical trance is very convincing and attention-consuming. If we are to expand our awareness beyond this trance, we must look within our own consciousness for greater realization. The spiritual planes of light, angelic beings in particular, have positioned themselves around the earth and on the earth in order to bring about change with you and to shape the upheaval harmoniously as far as possible. Nothing is left to chance or to those forces that want to bring doom. In a joint act of love, heaven and earth move this star to a higher level of being. Those who cannot go or who do not want to come remain unaffected by all these events. This creates the impression for you who are inwardly ready for the transition that everything is staying the same or getting worse. We have been admiring humanity for quite some time, not just because of your progress, but also because of how many challenges you took on by lowering your vibration to the extent that you have to be able to exist in that reality. It really is something that you all need to acknowledge about yourselves. Because you did decide to go out there on the leading edge of creation where the vast majority of the work is being done for the entire galaxy and the entire universe. And so, you may look around and see your wars and your violence and bigotry and pollution and think that you're not doing so well as a collective. And you might wonder why anyone would take an interest in humanity at all. The weather patterns will be reflecting the shifts from the energetic rotation, creating unstable conditions within the very different arena of climate systems being formed across the Earth plane. You are being asked to let go of the old, outworn patterns created by the misperception of your ego mind. To begin a different path of orientation through your heart space, your true reference point, your guiding light compass arises from your heart. Since infancy, we have been programmed by our society to adopt beliefs about ourselves that are severely limiting, making us create our own victimization, poverty, and loneliness. None of this happens outside of our own consciousness. As a result of our beliefs, which control our mental and emotional processes, we are completely self-responsible for everything we experience. We have been our own enslavers. As we proceed along the path of expanding our awareness, we can increasingly be present without ego involvement. With all of its unfulfilled needs, the ego is the expression of our limiting beliefs. If we are to release its hold on our awareness, we must recognize its limiting presence. Without higher guidance, it has assisted us in navigating our life experiences, but we are capable of so much more. Because the people who want to preserve and protect their old life in the matrix under all circumstances are still in the majority. Therefore, the illusion persists that change is no longer enough and that the unequal struggle between those who have held power and those who have not yet accepted their own power, we are talking about you, that this struggle in the sense of the cold light has already been decided. Indeed, beloved, this battle is already decided. He is decidedly in favor of the light. In favor of all light warriors and light workers who have dedicated themselves to this task with body and soul, with all their heart, for years. It is completely impossible that this project of the ascension of humanity can still fail, and it can be said with absolute certainty. The light has victored on the higher planes and will also triumph on Earth. I will state this certainty in the introduction. I am reminding you of this so that belief may prevail. But it is because you decided to be born into a world where all of that was already going on that you are so special, and that you are so revered throughout the universe. Now, you also have the added advantage of having so much adversity that it causes you to have to be more creative. You constantly have problems that you need to come up with solutions for, and that does eventually lead to those solutions. You are the most creative beings in the entire universe. And that is true because of the necessity that is the mother of invention being a major part of your experience there. And all of you have done this in your own lives, even if your inventions have not gained you some sort of fame and fortune. You still have had to be creative at some point in your life to deal with an issue that you are facing. You are going to require your heart's guiding light in the upcoming phase, supporting you to orientate yourself through the drama, the density that is arising at this juncture on Earth. Much unrest, fear and struggle will be perpetuated through this upcoming interval. In truth, there is nothing to fear from this rising, magnified illusion. This is the third dimensional drama playout that does not need to touch you. Allow your guidance to arise from your heart. Take your steps forward as you consciously choose to allow change, movement to open into your life. This is your stage to choose what you need for yourself. Do not concern yourself with any other, simply choose differently for yourself. We have many clues to guide us, and we have amazing abilities waiting for us to realize. We have a guiding consciousness that we can feel and resonate with. It is the conscious life force that is part of our essence. When we are in alignment with it, it expresses itself as creation and life enhancement. It fills us with joy, freedom, and self-fulfillment. We may identify it as the expression of the heart of our being. It is symbolized by our physical heart, which lives to give us life within the limits that we create for it. As more of us awaken to these realizations, we expand the consciousness of humanity, making it easier for everyone to realize the greatness of who we are. We can all realize the emotions of our soul, such as gratitude, joy, love, abundance, freedom, and limitless life. These are part of our true being. When we search for them and use our imagination, we allow them to come into our experience. It is only when we are open to them and desire them without doubt that they can manifest for us. Because we are so deeply imbued with doubt and fear, we must be able to surmount our programming through a strong desire and intention to expand our awareness. This expansion happens naturally when we come into resonant alignment with the energetic expression of our heart. Every day you face the challenge of mastering your everyday life. Above all, it's about handling the different fields of interference, the manipulative forces, and the encroachments of a degenerate system. You are challenged and often reach your mental and physical limits. At the same time, you will experience flights of fancy and spiritual experiences of a new quality. The divine light is breaking through, and it's breaking through to your heart. When you love, when you are happy, when you feel life, when the world is right, and when your relationships are clear, sincere, and vital, then nothing and no one can touch you. This is how your days are shaped, and so you fluctuate between spiritual highs and emotional crashes, a roller coaster of feelings that you are exposed to day after day. It is time to get out of this emotional roller coaster ride and to anchor yourself completely in the fullness of God. Today's consciousness work is about stabilizing a light-filled basic vibration so that the excesses of this time can no longer damage you internally. Today is about taking the next step out of fear, because the awareness work always takes place step by step. No one will ascend to heaven on the horse of fire until he can tame and ride the horse of fire. Because even on your ascension, it is important to consciously experience every part of the way and thereby attain the spiritual maturity for the ascent. And that creativity should not go undervalued by any of you, because it helps to create new realities in this universe of ours. And that is a big part of your significance. Now, we also do want to compliment you on the progress that you've been making there on planet Earth, because there has been more compassion generated amongst the human collective. Whenever there is an issue that a certain segment of the population is facing, and that compassion raises the overall level of your collective consciousness vibration. You can always look for ways to feel good, ways to be happy, to experience joy, to experience appreciation, and to experience love. And you can also access compassion, forgiveness, acceptance, and whatever else you need to access when you're running across something or someone that needs some of that. And what people have been discovering for themselves throughout their life experiences there on Earth is that judgment does not feel so good, but acceptance, compassion, forgiveness, and unconditional love do feel good. Because you are living amongst all of these faster moving energies now, the judgment feeling sticks out more like a sore thumb. And everything else that you can feel that is positive about a person or a group of people or a corporation or a country. When that feels good for you to focus in a positive way, then you know you are truly going with the flow. And when you go with the flow is going to take you further, higher, deeper, wherever it is that you want to go in a much faster fashion than ever before there on Earth. And so, if you want to feel good about yourselves because you haven't been feeling very good about yourself lately, or about some aspect of your life, or about humanity, then just congratulate yourself for even staying there on planet Earth for as long as you have been able to endure all of those negative feelings and energies and thoughts and experiences. The fact that a pendulum will swing in response to a thought is food for thought indeed, and is testament to the fact that every thought creates form and is therefore an energy to be reckoned with, should the thoughts be intentionally harmful. A person wishing harm on someone will emit and send the energy that can be tracked by a pendulum or divining rod through its lower frequency. The movement would be different to thought frequencies that are higher and intentionally good. It is vitally important, then, for humans to protect their aura, bodies and energies so they are more able to withstand interference from the outside world, particularly if they are sensitive and empathic. The human collective consciousness has been spoken of before, and it is important in this context to speak of it again as a reminder that every individual on the planet is constantly contributing to and impacted by it. The level to which each human is connected through their consciousness and energy fields is above what one may expect. Think back to a time when a loved one's black mood ruined your night, or when a person's positivity rubbed off on you, and you will understand what I mean. The human collective consciousness is a mishmash of every mood, every thought and every conversation had by every human, causing it to be incredibly complex and dense in its nature. It is ever-changing and moving, causing disturbances in people's moods and energy fields suddenly and often without warning. Even though the energies on Earth are constantly in flux, as well as being manipulated by many who wish to be all-powerful and dominating. Everything residing or existing on the planet, as in the whole universe, is governed by spiritual law which never changes. All laws are connected and are instantly activated through reactions and interactions. Humans are operating within the laws of the universe even though they most likely are unaware of this fact.